Yeah,
What
I got
is
this from
that?
that's the copy of this from my local library.
I'm so sorry.
Hardcover book. It's
Oh.
361 pages.
Oh, see, I have no regrets.
It didn't need them.
No, it
No.
did not.
That should have been a short story, TBH. But hello, listener.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pancake Sex Book Club. We unfortunately fucking read Emma, a modern retelling by some douchey white guy.
He thinks he's incredibly clever, by the way.
That one
Oh,
book he
of
wrote
course.
was like made into a movie, and it was very popular.
Yeah, he wrote the
And-
#1 ladies detective agency.
Yeah, people
And
love
people
that.
really like
Yeah.
that.
I've never read it, but I've heard it.
I
was-
I was
Show
interested in
okay.
it. I was interested in that book, but I'm never going to read it now because this is
No,
fucking
me neither.
terrible.
Me neither.
Yeah, like, look what you've done.
He ruined me.
You ruined something beautiful. But let's introduce ourselves. We've got Amelia,
Hello.
Izzy, who's taking a drink, so I have good
Cheers,
timing.
people. This book.
We
You know
have
that.
Eris. There, Eris
Cheers.
also has alcohol. And me, I also have alcohol. This book has
Yeah.
driven us all to drink.
We're gonna need it, folks. Yo, before you get into like the actual like questions and like we actually do a good discussion of this, guys. Okay, do I lose the title for worst book picked by a Pancake Sex Book Club?
We've read some really bad books, Eris.
It's in the top 3.
It's definitely up there.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely the top 3.
It's up there.
This may be my least.
You guys told
That's true,
me I
yours-
took the crown, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
you took
authority
it.
one.
I think this is worse. I think this is worse
Is
because I
it?
love Emma.
all right,
I
maybe.
love Emma.
You know what? It's worse because they took something that's good and considered a classic and just shit on it. Like
Yeah.
explosive diarrhea all over it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
So
surprised
quick-
if the same person wrote both books, honestly.
It's a pen name.
Yeah.
Douchey
Right?
white guys
Oh,
actually just both of them.
Oh no! Just trying out a new genre.
That's right. Oh.
I don't know what fucking
So,
genre
in
that
case you couldn't guess, Emma, a modern retelling, is supposed to be a modern retelling of the Jane Austen classic Emma.
It's not good.
It was not good. But Amelia, what did you quick elevator? What did you think?
I stopped reading at about chapter 9. I was offended in the first 3 chapters. My feminist sensibilities were offended, and then it only went downhill from there.
True.
That's what I thought.
Izzy.
So I didn't even make it that far. I've had sinus infection stuff going on, so I've just would fall asleep while reading this. And then said, you know what? I'm gonna give myself one and I'm not gonna finish it.
Your
a
sinuses
gift.
were protecting you.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were
doing
like,
your-
hey,
Your
now,
body
let's
was
get
physically
sick.
rejecting this book.
Yeah, and I was offended within like 3 pages, which is like a freaking
Right?
record, guys.
Yeah. All right, Eris.
Why is this book? I don't know why anyone would write a book like this. It's not trying to say anything. Clueless already exists.
Right?
Unless
Yeah.
he doesn't know this, because he is like an older white fellow, so he might just not. He might have missed the Clueless boat. But
That's
Oh, he's
nice.
clueless, all right.
whoa, shit! You brought your A game. No,
It's
that
not
wine's
hard
already
to do
kicking
your
in.
A-game with this book, though.
I know, because I don't like. I have
lot.
to expect that he can write better than this. But this is. I take notes. I take notes every book that we do. My first notes upon starting were immediately unbearable. Everything about this book was
It was.
unbearable. But I pushed through. Hating.
You had no
Hey,
idea
you're
your
a bro.
note was so foreboding.
You're a bro.
Yeah, you guys
Because
really
apparently
You are
Ness
a
and
team
I.
player. Thank
Ness
you.
and I are the only ones who finished.
Right.
Even Rosie didn't finish.
Rosie, who picked this book. Rosie picked it.
Knowing,
She finished the book, and then isn't here to face our ire.
I know. She's running.
She
No,
was very worried about her feelings, guys.
so she
I
ran
know.
away and come
She's
back,
like,
Rosie.
"No."
It's okay. If I can get over the Bachelorette's
right.
Guide to Useless Fucking Plot Devices, you can get over this one.
God, that book
We've
was-
all picked duds. This was.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think she didn't come because we didn't like it. I think she didn't
I
come
know.
because
No, I think, no, I think she's
No,
actually,
she had
she's
a-
actually like
she had-
busy.
She had
Yeah.
legit reasons for not
No,
coming
in the
over.
real world, she was like busy, but in the world of me wanting to make a
In the
show,
world of just
you're
book club.
running. You're running from
That's
your
right.
fears, Rosie.
That's right. That's right. And your responsibility.
Yes,
That's right.
take your medicine, like we're taking ours.
Look, I have been the one who picked the shitty book, and it sucks.
It
But it's
feels
okay.
bad.
You know what? We cannot blame each other. This is not our fault.
No.
This is
the
Alexander McCall Smith's fault.
Yeah, this is entirely
Your fault, sir.
that guy's fault, and the publisher, and the editor, and everybody who said yes, this is a great idea.
I want to ask him a lot of questions.
I don't.
I really do.
In his face.
No, I want to know, like, why did you do this? I really do want to know, like, why? Because this is a lot of time, but that's like hours of his life that he put into writing this. At no point did he have a better idea. At no point did he ever decide to take this out of a tailspin and like rework it. What does it take to sit down at your like computer, or honestly, like he's so fucking twee, he probably uses a typewriter, and just like go, yep, spitting out gold. Let's add some more homophobia.
Right? Thank you.
We'll get to that. Don't worry, we'll get to that. I wrote very angry questions about that. My biggest problem with this book, it was like he didn't read Emma. He read the Wikipedia summary of Emma and then went from there, because none of the characters bear anything more than a passing resemblance to the characters they're supposed to be. The only thing they share is a name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. They're not, none of them are the like cute, charming characters that Jane Austen wrote. And I'm really mad about it because I love this fucking book. Not this one, the real one.
Yeah, I haven't read Emma in ages. I did like back in the 90s, right after Clueless came out.
Yeah,
so
I read a paragraph of this book. I read a paragraph of this book, and I was like, I need to read Emma. Reread Emma.
Get a palate
and then went back to this book.
You're like, I need this.
And then got really, really mad.
Because Emma's quite a short. I remember Emma being quite short. Like, it's a quick read.
It's 400 pages.
Really? What the fuck? Wow.
Your reading speed was faster when you were.
Wow, I guess. Like, I only got slower. Good for me. P.S. Wine Spritzer number 2.
Nice.
That's right. It's free. If anybody wants to go back and read real Emma, you can get a free ebook version from the Amazon store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy Jesus. Don't
Where you
read
can
this
get
one.
Serial Reader app and do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't read this one.
Don't read this
Don't
one.
read this one.
Don't read this one.
Don't read these
So,
retellings.
No, they're all bad,
Read the
apparently.
original. The originals are fine. Like,
Yeah.
I have Eligible on my list on the library, but I don't know if I'm gonna read it. I actually
They're great. I just canceled that.
read it.
I think it was like
So
chapter 3 that I wrote Ness and said, Ness, I have an idea. This book would be so good if it was set in the 1800s and written by a woman. That would improve everything about this book.
oh my god.
Like,
It'll
just
blow
everything
your
you did
mind.
ruined it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Amelia and I had a good back channel Slack conversation going that was mostly just us talking in all caps, being like, what the actual fuck is happening right now?
Like, what am I reading right now with my eyes? What is going on? Why is the dad selling the first daughter? What is happening?
That was so weird. Did that even happen in the first one?
No, Isabella was already married by the time the first book starts.
That's what I thought.
No daughters got sold in the original.
Like, we didn't Habsburg.
And okay, you're
we
gonna
didn't
sell
Habsburg
your
dynasty this
this day and age. Sell your daughter,
Right.
That's
to
what
the
I'm
highest
saying.
bidder by placing a magazine article so she keeps herself out of trouble.
Right, so
Okay,
she can
we're
come
gonna
out. They can talk about. Okay, go ahead.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
We're gonna
MC us.
listen. I promise you there are questions about all of this. So Eris, I know you've read the original. I have.
Yeah.
You haven't?
I haven't.
I did see Clueless though.
Okay, well that counts because that was an actual good modern retelling of Emma.
Yeah.
Really fantastic.
Like, it wanted
So-
to say something.
So I guess this question is for Eris and me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys can answer it too. How well do you think the douchey author succeeded at modernizing Emma? What worked and what didn't?
You didn't at all.
None of it worked.
It was all
There
bad.
was nothing
It
about
takes
this
a
that
lot
worked.
for me to go, I'm done with a book this week.
Yeah, you usually push
Like-
through.
A book club book too. Like I will usually like I have an author I hate reading now because I hate her stuff so much and it drives me nuts. But like I've almost finished a series of hers because I hate it so much and I have to read it. And see how awful it is.
You hate reading it.
Hate reading.
Hate reading it. I like it.
Dedication.
Um but it's like so ridiculous that I'm like, I have to see how this stupid freaking trilogy ends because it's so bad.
I understand.
And then she has a new book out, and I'm like, God, I want to read it and see how bad.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Isabel.
Curiosity.
There are better things to do with your life.
I know.
Yeah.
But I will say,
like, he took the florid language of like Jane Austen's time and used it now for no reason.
Well, and then also
there's no reason to write the way he wrote.
This is
Right.
My second note: Jane Austen wrote in a way that was normal for her era. What's this guy's excuse?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just sounded pompous and it had made it hard to place in time.
I found it even more leaden because I've read Pride and Prejudice much more recently. I thought that the way he wrote was much more leaden and overdone than Jane Austen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Jane Austen wasn't leaden at the time, right?
No, it was just
going back.
No.
That was pop lit of its time, but
and it does read
that was like very clever
now, but
yeah. And that's the thing, like if your brain is like is down with the way Jane Austen writes, like you're still hearing like zippy rom-com dialogue.
Right.
There was nothing zippy, nothing zipped anywhere in this book. No. Anywhere. There was no life to it. It was just sad people having pointless tea parties at their giant manors, because that's modern.
Right.
Modern people have enormous dinner parties all the time at their palatial estates in the English countryside. That's normal. That's modern. That's modern and way to like get the modern reader in touch. Why would he even write it as a modern retelling?
I'm pretty sure the dad neither owned a computer or television. Like,
I mean, that's just another one of his ways and quirks
or whatever.
He's
but
a germaphobe. Like, look, germaphobes don't own TVs.
He's anxious, so he can't watch TV. He has to read The Economist.
He's very holistic, so he can't watch TV. He reads because the waves might penetrate his brain, and he might become an alien.
Nasty. Keyboards do get gross. I will give him that.
Okay, so guys, I'm fucking
just wipe it.
Yeah, and wipe it down.
Yeah, like you can clean. There's no excuse for remaining that ignorant.
There's no excuse for this book to have absolutely no sense of place or time. Yeah, well, that's no excuse. I've already brought that up. Yeah, I've already meant that, but like among the book's other like crimes is like there is no like basics of setting 101. What is the place and time in which we're happening? This feels not modern at all. Because who the fuck has tea parties like this?
No, and the dad didn't feel quirky. He felt like an alien.
People, dude, we just don't know.
Like,
look, I was really excited. I was really excited for like 5 seconds when they said Norfolk. So I'm like, oh, it's in Virginia. That'll be cool. Like that's the news said. And
I know. I had a moment too.
Nope. Okay. Nope. All right. That's done.
Like, nope.
And honestly, the dad wasn't like funny and quirky. The dad had like serious problems that he should see someone about because it's crippling his life.
An agoraphobic shut-in, like not well, and like oh, dad, he's so silly. I'm like, no, dad has problems.
No, like, you need to get your father. He's in a codependent relationship with this Miss Taylor woman, like, and in a way that like is not healthy for either of them.
Which didn't happen in the original book. That didn't exist.
Also, like, okay, in the original book, like all the women around trying to help the dad care for these girls. Like, was that a plot device?
They have like a giant ass staff. I don't remember.
They're already grown up in Emma.
Like, okay, so because I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, Emma started
like, hey, got some food for you. Like, just like not.
I don't think there were any named servants in the original Emma other than Miss Taylor. In the book, she's Mrs. Weston because she's already married to James Weston.
Yeah,
that was the only.
They're like friends.
They're friends. It wasn't this like weird, dictatic relationship that they had in this book. That was kind of gross.
Yeah,
it was like unhealthily codependent.
Like you're my mom, but you're not my mom, and we're not like so we're just gonna be really super weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah, and like I can't physically like I can't be okay if you're gonna leave. I'm gonna find a million reasons for you not to leave and get on with your life because I can't get on with my like. The father needed help, not like a book written about him.
Yeah, he needed a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and too, like, and he was sad. He was sad in the original one that Miss Taylor left and got married. married. And he mentions it, like, he did that with his other daughter, too. Like, poor Isabella, she's in London. She's not at home with us. Poor Miss Taylor. She has to live with this guy.
She's in London where there's germs.
Yes.
But he also
in this book, he acts like a weird agoraphobe shut-in person that's, like, not well. And in original Emma, he's just sort of, he loves her and he wants her to be, at least from Clueless and what I read in Wikipedia.
Right.
My question, and refresh me on original Emma. The idea in original Emma was that, you know, like, he likes to keep everybody close. Like, he likes to keep people close at hand. It wasn't like he was sick. Like, and also the book didn't devote like a third of its runtime to talking about his sad existence.
No, I mean, the original book is only from Emma's perspective. There's none of this.
That's what I
POV.
thought. Okay.
And he's anxious. He's definitely anxious in the first book, but it wasn't crippling. Like, he didn't leave the house a lot, but he would take a walk around their would go on like a 5-mile walk every day. He would go over to the Weston's house for dinner. He went over to several other people's houses for dinner. So he wasn't a shut-in. It didn't completely control his life. He just liked being at home more than he liked being anywhere else.
And also the structure of English society at the time would have made that like not a weird, you know, thing. Right. Frankly.
More reclusive than anybody else, but not to the point where he's a weird shut-in.
Yeah. Like, and
people weren't coming to visit him a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like nowadays it's weird to not go socialize.
It's different. Like, there's a different tone to it.
Right.
There's a different tone. Yeah, like, the English manor house was like, well, of course you're going to go up to the manor. It's very fancy up there. It's so, yeah, in the other Austen books, like, things happen at people's houses because that's where they are. They're not, like, down at the pub. They're not down at...
Right, you know, and that makes sense. But if you're going to put it into the modern era, then reflect what the modern era looks like now. It's not like that anymore.
Right. Yeah. Clueless happens at other places than their house.
It happens at school. Right, which is appropriate.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Because Clueless was actually trying to tell a unique story. Clueless actually had something that it wanted to say. Clueless had, like, an idea. This book didn't have any ideas.
No,
it's like it just took every character and made them gross.
Right.
Yeah. Did they, for these, they just, like, recruited random authors? This wasn't, like, somebody who wanted to do this necessarily. I think it was like, do you want to be part of this?
You still have to say
Jane Austen novel.
Right. I mean, they could have said no.
I guess,
He could have been like,
and probably should have.
I'm a serious author. Like, I don't have anything that I can bring to this topic. I'm a pass. I'm going to live off my royalties.
I think serious authors can do this well. I just think he was a bad choice.
No. I'm saying, like, as a serious author, I can look at myself and be like, I don't have anything to bring to this subject.
Right.
And say, like, I'm going to pass and, you know, give it to somebody else or give a chance to somebody else who does have an idea they can bring to the table. Another author who's, you know,
Margaret Atwood just should have written all of them. They would have been amazing.
Probably.
Oh my God, it's a
honestly
idea.
I do wonder.
Devastating.
The women writer ones are better.
The what?
No,
the ones written by women are better. Because there's two written by guys and there's three. Three are written by women, and one, we have the one that wasn't.
Yeah.
So I do wonder.
Apparently they're all terrible.
At the same time, you know what? You can just read Jane Austen.
Just read Jane Austen.
Just read Jane Austen.
So Austen's Emma is all from the perspective of Emma Woodhouse. Did you like this mixed POV? Did you think it's
I hated it. I always hate mixed POV.
Not. I think it's terrible.
I hate
it. It has to be handled
POVs
properly. I did not get to the mixed point of view, and I'm glad I didn't, because I don't think he would have handled it well.
It wasn't. It was just sort of a hovering, omnipotent narrative the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it when you've got...
the first bit is from, like, the perspective of Woodhouse, Henry.
Sort of from the
Spend a lot of time with him. We spend more time with people who are not Emma in the book Emma than we do with Emma. We hardly spend any time with Emma. We spend more time learning about James Weston's background and, like, why he sent his kid to Australia and how that's conflicting. By the way, do we mention Australia? Churchill's. It's conflicting. He lives in West Australia. I have trouble with connecting to my kids. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care about this guy. I don't care about the vicar. I don't care about this guy. I don't care about the Churchills. I don't care about any of these people.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of these people. Just fuck it. Like, talk about Emma.
Yeah, is there a story?
No, why would we talk about the person the book's named after?
Oh my god.
Quest.
Oh
It's
my
like
god.
he filled up the plot places with just talking about things he thought about, like the Vickers backstory and the backstory of Australia and the backstory of this and that. And it's like, but what's happening in this book?
That must have been his attempt to make it different.
Yeah.
His own, but like it was not successful.
It's not good. And the other thing is that's not even like the crazy detours that like he stream of consciousness off to. Because like he would go out of his way to affirmatively do these huge flashbacks. And then also just like during parts that are like normal, like two people, like Woodhouse and George Knightley are like talking to each other. And suddenly they're talking about white guilt.
Yeah.
Colonial thing. I was like, why are we talking about this now?
That's amazing.
Right, like they go on this whole like post-imperial colonial guilt conversation for no reason.
For no reason.
I'm so glad I did.
It's like it was just a
I'm
thing.
so glad I abandoned the ship.
McCall Smith was just like he was watching the news or something, or like a something had gotten into his head, and he's like, well, I'll just have Knightley and Woodhouse talk about it. Yeah, why not? Whatever. That gets me to my word count.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, it
was awful.
Unbearable.
Oh god.
Like,
that's great. What is even the point? What like Emma has a thesis.
Yes.
Right? Like there is a thesis statement in the book Emma. Like this is none of that. There's nothing here.
No.
This book has nothing.
Right, it's like he took all of the fluff about Emma. Right? Because there's definitely like subplots and all kinds of stuff that is
Jane Austen.
Emma.
Jane Austen invented the romantic comedy,
right. But then it's like let me devote all of this space to all of these subplots that are ultimately irrelevant, and then I'm gonna spend 50 pages on actual Emma.
Yeah. You know what? If I cared, I would go back and count how many pages Emma was actually involved in, but I don't care.
Yeah, it was not a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely the minority.
I don't care what her servants are thinking about anything.
No.
So
you can tell they were supposed to be like the quirky side characters on the British sitcom, like the upstairs downstairs, like.
Well, and if that worked, that would be great. But that didn't. It didn't
But it
work.
doesn't-
It was just.
It was irrelevant. Like it didn't matter. What
Like,
you thought about Emma or anything was irrelevant to the plot.
In the sea of irrelevance, that felt even more irrelevant than the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So I
This
just
was
want
such
to
a waste of
clarify
time.
here. I'm looking at the Kindle version of Emma. It says it's 459 pages, and the retelling is only 368 pages.
And yet it contains less content about Emma.
And more useless stuff.
Just wanted to be clear here.
Right, and it wasn't like he was just editing down, because it's not like every sentence that Jane Austen wrote was gold, right? Like there was definitely some stuff that could be cut out of the English version.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
He did not do this. He did not do this well.
No.
It's a disaster. This book is a fucking disaster.
I just
And
think it would have been
unquote-
more like 400 pages. If it was going to be shorter, like somewhere in that range a little more. But
I mean, I was glad it wasn't 400 pages.
No. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it came too close, frankly.
Yeah.
Really?
Look at this fucking brick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unnecessarily long. So, again, I guess, Eris, this is a question for you and me.
All right. Let's do this.
How did the characterization hit you? What did you think of Emma?
Generally, it didn't.
Yeah,
Generally, it didn't.
Emma was
Nobody had any
unlikable.
personality. Nobody had any
Everybody
personality.
was a mess.
Everybody was unlikable, and the only personality I registered was,
Right, like Harriet, they went way overboard. Like she was just like a sweet, naive little girl in the first one.
Yeah.
Like just like she was not worldly at all. She just didn't.
Yeah, she just did what felt right, and she was nice.
Right.
But, not like clever or like, as opposed to Emma, who's one of those
Very
too clever by
clever.
half archetypes. Like, she's
Right.
very intelligent, but she's like one of those people who gets in her own way with her cleverness, and that's what's actually kind of fun about her.
Yes.
Right. So given that Harriet grew up in the same time frame that we did, what would she look like now if it was an actual well-written book? Because to me, she struck me as basically vapid and
Somebody
really
calls her an airhead.
pliable. Like,
Yeah.
She's
Emily was like, don't do that. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, this girl had the internet.
Yeah.
Like
the only way that Harriet could work, like in the way that McCall Smith wrote her in a modern setting, would be she was rescued from a cult at a late age.
Like Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes, basically she had to be Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay. More offensive than Kimmy Schmidt.
But Kimmy Schmidt gets her shit together really fast. Like
she learned and figured out like when people didn't have her best interests at heart and stuff. And like at no point does Harriet realize like Emma's kind of harsh in my life right now. Like she's kind of bringing me down.
Right, like Emma doesn't have her best interests at heart, which original Emma does.
Yeah.
And like she really wants the best for her friend. And they're friends.
They're friends, so that should be the case of wanting that.
Emma's like, Harriet just doesn't know what she's supposed to do in XYZ situation. So like, I'm gonna help out because I know the ropes. I'm Emma. I'm very clever. I'm just gonna like help her get out of her own way.
I'm gonna help her rise above her station a little bit.
Yes.
Which is fun. I can even see that happening today in a modern setting, but I cannot see a person as
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, Pretty Woman. That too.
Yeah.
Right? Like this trope works.
Yeah. It just doesn't. Harriet is so nothing as a person. Like she's just empty.
No one is in this book. No one has a personality in this book.
Especially the women, but you're right.
Other than being unbearable. That is their only personality. Everybody has one personality trait, and it's all
and it's awful.
Yeah.
It's all awful.
Like Emma's like creepy, manipulative.
Smug, self-satisfied, like...
Right? And like the Frank Churchill, Jane Fairfax subplot in original Emma is really interesting. Right, like they're secretly engaged and they're pretending that they're not through the whole book. And Fairfax or Frank Churchill is flirting with Emma to like throw everybody off of his trail.
Oh, that's cute.
In this book, he tells her he's gay.
Yeah,
and that he wants to flirt with Emma.
Oh,
just so that like because his parents,
so he can't come out.
Oh no!
He can't come out because my family isn't gonna let me. You know,
because his aunt is too sick and it would kill her. Like the shock.
So you're saying it's modern for like the 80s?
Yeah. No, basically, like this is the part that made me think that the author had seen Clueless because this character was gay in Clueless.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing that made me think like, oh, so you do know it can be done.
I don't think the old man's seen Clueless. He looks pretty old.
That's a fair point.
That's really gross. For 2016, that's super gross.
Yes, it is.
Gross.
Like she's going to be his beard now?
Here he is.
Let I tell you.
Yeah. It's super fucking gross.
Cool glasses, though.
Yeah. No, he's got a very particular aesthetic. But, you know...
There's a lot of gross queer stuff, though.
There are a lot of it.
The Mr. Eldon stuff was awful. He's like he's a vicar in the original one. He's like a slumlord. He's a slumlord, and he like aggressively pushes himself on Emma.
Yeah.
After like 5 seconds of knowing her, and then gets super drunk and crashes his car.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. That's about it. And then we have to go through an entire chapter of explaining what the consequences of him driving drunk on that day were.
Oh no.
And we met 2 random cops that we never see again.
We made the best decision.
We did. High five to us.
I'm so mad at you guys right now.
Oh my gosh. It's terrible.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like gross anti-queer stuff. Did you guys pick up on that?
Yeah. Can we talk about lesbian Emma?
Yeah.
How much better an idea that was than this?
Right? Like bisexual Emma would have been awesome.
Yeah. Bisexual Emma, lesbian, queer Emma. Queer Emma, like, okay, there's this old thing, like, with movies. I've heard it on a lot of, like, director's commentaries. It's basically, like, don't remind the audience of a better movie than the one that you're making. So, like, if you're making a monster movie, don't reference The Godfather. Like,
right.
Similar with this. Like, there's a couple times where she's like, oh, I think I would rather like to see Harriet. Oh, wait, no, I wrote actually a little speech. Hang on. Do I find myself having sapphic thoughts of this Harriet? Nay, 'tis only a fleeting excitement at the prospect of a new bestie. My predilections shan't form the basis of a far more transgressive retelling of an old story.
Right? Like, over and over again, she's like, Harriet is hot, I want to hit that, but no, I can't, that's fucking gross.
Like, also, why does she talk like that? She lives in 2016.
He almost had a story.
Right?
He almost had a story.
Yes, he did. He did.
And then he ran screaming away from it.
I thought that was the only thing that would save it, is if she realized she was in love with Harriet, and I thought that was clever. That would have been clever, right?
Exactly, and I kept waiting for did he find a story here? Did he accidentally hit on something that's actually interesting and modern as a retelling? No, he didn't. She just hooks up with Knightley because that's how Emma ends. So I guess that's
right. Girls is weird and uncomfortable. Which she says it like multiple times. In her point of view, how weird it would be.
He definitely and then spends a lot of time on Emma drawing Harriet in the nude. So it was creepily male gazy too.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I'm making weird faces because I can't.
It's gross.
This book,
dude. There's a reason I'm on wine cooler number 3. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how you can tell that a dude wrote it. Hearing Emma's voice describe her feelings about Harriet, I was like, no woman ever thought any of these thoughts.
Yeah. It reminds me of a critique I've heard of George Martin, where
she boobily walked.
Khaleesi boobily walked across the street, and she boobily tossed her hair over her shoulder.
It grazed gently across her boobs.
If you're in a woman's point of view, even a gay woman's point of view, she's not thinking like that. She's not. I was gonna say, that's not how it looks.
Wait, so you as somebody
we're not thinking about the past.
So seriously, even somebody who is bi would look at this and be like, that's kind of a dick.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, no, it totally is.
I was like, no.
And then, women don't think about things they don't think about other women that way.
No, they don't. They do. And when you think women are hot, you just think they're hot. You're not like, but my predilections or whatever.
Right. By the way, that little
really are like that either necessarily. Always.
That little speech I gave was not from the text. That was me writing something funnier and more interesting than what
it was. Honestly,
it was. But she's like, I can't. She almost word for word says, I couldn't like Harriet. That's gross. That's disgusting.
She's horrified by her own potential attraction. And while I guess that's realistic in some way, in the age of 2016 with the internet and TV and she went to college.
Right.
Good girl went to college. She probably would have thought this through once or twice already.
Yeah. Right. Plus, the weird, they make all kinds of nasty asexual comments about Miss Taylor over and over again, saying that they even at one point straight up call her asexual and say how that's wrong.
That's not.
And that's not a way she just needs to meet the right man and then she'll get over that.
Ugh.
From page 113 of the hardcover edition of Emma, A Modern Retelling by Alexander McCall Smith. For a moment, she allowed herself the thought, guilty and unwelcome, that her interest in Harriet was of the same nature, but it was not, she said to herself. Of course it was not. She had never felt that about a woman, and would not now. She had mistaken her feelings, she decided. This was simply excitement at meeting somebody new. Somebody who might enliven her uneventful life at Hartfield. It was nothing more than that.
And it only gets grosser.
No homo.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's no homo. And I can see a young bisexual or gay person maybe struggling with that a little bit or not being comfortable but I can see that happening in a much different time than today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just does not fit anything
and not
modern day.
Can we show of hands? How much does a queer retelling of Emma actually need to exist? I think it needs to exist a lot.
Would
love it.
Yeah, no, I feel like that would
There's
actually
your nano plot, people.
I want it to be exactly the same until she realizes that she's in love with Harriet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then she's sabotaging other relationships.
Make Knightley female. Make Knightley a woman.
How great would that be?
I like the Harriet. I don't
like the Harriet thing because of the power imbalance there.
Yeah, I don't like Harriet at all in the modern day. Back then, okay, but now there cannot be a Harriet that way. It's gross.
I mean, I think they did it well in Clueless, right? Yeah. It wasn't that she was stupid. Yeah, it was just that she was a little bit naive and she didn't understand the world of that private, exclusive kind of high school.
Right.
I'm thinking about the Ty format of Harriet, Ty from Clueless. You could definitely have somebody who's not maybe what the fuck was Lindsay Lohan's backstory in Mean Girls?
Oh yeah,
she lived
abroad. In Africa, right?
She lived abroad, in a really isolated setting. A version of Harriet that had that kind of backstory, I think, could actually make for a really good, and the power imbalance wouldn't be so complete. There's I'm hooked into this as opposed to where you're hooked into that. Like I said, Knightley's been done to death. Come on, nanoplot, because I already got mine figured out. Somebody else got to do an actual queer retelling of Emma.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so
I don't know enough about it to do it.
We do have a question about Harry. I say we do. I wrote this question. About the gross power imbalance between Emma and Harriet. She convinces Harriet to pose nude.
Yes.
Portrait. And over and over again in her head, there's like 10 pages of her being like, I really shouldn't do this. I'm manipulating my friend. This is not appropriate at all. But then she does it anyway.
Hey, Ness, in the original Emma, does Harriet have to pose nude for Emma to do a drawing of?
No, she draws a portrait of her with Elton sitting right there.
Okay,
like,
there we go.
Together.
Yeah,
and
okay.
She's just
that was 100% weird, creepy invention.
Nude for this portrait.
Because she said something to the effect of, Emma said something like, oh, we need some kind of natural portrait. And Harriet says, oh, natural. And Emma decides to take that as au naturel, meaning naked.
Yeah.
And then she even says to herself, I know Harriet didn't mean it that way. She's not sophisticated enough to know French and to know that that's what that means. But I'm gonna say it and see what she says.
Yes. Do you think we're getting a peek into a male mind?
Yeah. 100%. Like a douche guy.
Oh, like he totally wanted to write like the equivalent of like a lesbian porn version,
right?
Of Emma, but then he backed out.
Yeah.
Or like that's how a dude would think if he was gonna get a portrait of a woman.
Backed out. The publishers were like, no.
Probably too. But you know what, like honestly, if he wrote the rest of this book, I don't think he would have ever had the guts to actually go for like a genuine romance story between two women. Or even like the kind of hot like
I wouldn't want to read
I don't think
it's women written by a man either though.
Not this man anyway. I mean,
I'm sure a man could do it, but this is the whole that's creepily kind of rapey. Like
right.
I know she didn't mean it that way and I'm using her naivete against her. That's basically.
And even when she's actually there, she gets really pushy.
Right, and Harriet is very clearly uncomfortable with the idea.
Yeah.
But Emma just
pushes her into it.
Yeah. And Emma just uses the fact that Harriet looks up to her and sees her as something of a role model against her.
That's just
super
abuse.
gross.
It's abuse.
And then she gracefully allows Harriet to put the robe back on. So
then
it's not that bad.
She gives the portrait to Mr. Elton.
Yeah.
She apparently remembered she did it in pastels, and she fixed the nude portrait in pastels, but forgot. She eventually lets her put her robe back on, and so she draws the robe over it. But she forgets to fix the robe part. So Elton apparently now has seen a new drawing of Harriet.
Yeah, at the very least, he saw a little boobie. He saw a little boob, like while he was he smudged it. Basically, is his.
Like, why did she give him the portrait? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, why would she give him
because he does that in Emma.
Right, but it made sense in the original Emma. It was explained as to why Emma was doing that. And why Elton would be the reason Elton gets in the original Emma is because Emma can't go to London, so she gives it to him to get framed in London.
I did not realize
sense in the modern era.
Yeah, there's probably
modern era. She should have mailed off somewhere to get framed.
Yeah, or in the modern era, she
could order one.
She gets in her fucking car and goes to whatever the UK equivalent of Michael's Crafts is.
Yeah.
Right? She's got a Mini Cooper as 65.
He definitely has a Mini Cooper. Boy, do I know that.
And she gets called out for having a Mini Cooper. Oh my god, we're going to go ride in a Mini Cooper? Yeah, you can go ride in a Mini Cooper. Yeah,
I feel like it's a Porsche. I'm like,
right?
Like it's a Mini Cooper. It's not cool.
I mean, you guys have been to England? I have. There's Mini Coopers everywhere.
There's Mini Coopers everywhere. Yeah, it's not that weird.
Is this guy English? Does it say in the biography on the back of the book?
He is very Scottish, apparently.
Which is apparently, that must be why Miss Taylor is the only likable character in this whole book.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe that's why I liked her the best.
She's the only one who has like reasonable motivations for what she does.
Yeah, right? And even though she's nothing good boundaries.
Right? She's nothing like the original Miss Taylor at all. Like nothing at all like her. Not even a little bit.
No.
Yeah, that part I don't remember. So, because I was in high school when I read Emma.
Yeah, not even a little bit. What makes you furious?
Oh my god.
So we go from casual sexism in this book. Lots of casual sexism.
Yeah,
especially in
basically the plot.
This happens right. Well, and early on in the book, their dad shames Isabella for liking boys, and she's made to be like she's less interesting than Emma because she wants to get married.
Yeah. She's one of those girls.
Well, and they have to hurry up and get her married off before there are problems.
Yeah.
Right?
because he likes boys.
So
Yeah.
the problems are her getting knocked up, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then she gets knocked up with a billion
yeah.
babies.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
and that part's fine, but
She's
she's married.
basically
Yeah.
referred to as a broodmare.
Right. Oh yeah.
They're really
God, I
judgy
forgot
of her
about that
choices.
Oh yeah. Well, and
like,
they're judgy
really
of public
judgy.
schools in general, right? Like their dad doesn't send them to public schools because they would definitely get knocked up because that's all boys want in public schools. Lower class boys.
And it's unhygienic. Let's not forget.
What does
Right.
the dad say
Unhygienic.
about himself as a young boy besides the germophobia that they get knocked up?
Right?
Seriously. No, I think this book really talks about the male perspective a lot more than the female
Oh,
perspective.
yeah.
Oh,
If there
absolutely.
is a thesis to this book, it's that the male perspective is disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, all men.
Yeah. Hashtag.
Right? Seriously.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
This was not
It's not
a good idea.
Yeah.
This book was not a good idea.
He
If there was even an
takes
idea.
his daughter into town to get her portrait taken so he can put it in a magazine so he can get proposals for marriage. In
From the right
2016.
kind of man.
This is the
From the right kind
Who's
of man.
looking in magazines?
Yeah, that's the other
know.
thing. Like,
Gentry,
I know.
the country gentry are looking for in the magazines.
Is that real? Like,
well,
are
Maddie-
men
I have no
really
idea.
doing that?
I have no idea.
I cannot imagine that that's a
They're
real
going to farmersmingle.com.
Farmers
Other
only?
oddly specific locations.
Yes.
Like whatever
to-
the British landed gentry equivalent of J-date is, that's where they're going
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah, like
that
they're
would
like
be more believable.
Yeah.
Right?
I live in the hilly countryside Britain mingle.com. Like
See,
Midlands
that's another fiction I need to read.
Yes.
That would be fun,
I'd read that book.
right?
It would probably be better.
Unlike
It would
this.
probably
Oh my
be
God.
better. So in addition to all the casual sexism, there was lots of casual ableism.
That too.
Elton was called a psychopath for drinking.
Yep.
And said
Or,
that he
and driving.
needed-
Drinking and driving.
Right, because he might have hurt somebody, and so apparently that makes him a psychopath.
Yeah. 'cause
That's not what that means.
Psychopathy is definitely an actual
Nope.
definition. Like,
Nope.
too. That as well.
Well, and just the whole thing with the dad's mental illness is like
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that's
so
not
badly done.
that's not an adorable quirk. That is a cry for help.
Mm-mm. No, that poor man needed help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just presented as sometimes cute and sometimes debilitating, but in a cute way. And in no time is it
Yeah.
portrayed as a mental illness that is really
Yeah.
problematic and probably
Mhm.
affected his family.
Yeah.
Definitely affected his family. We watched it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
it would have been interesting to see that have some effect on Emma. Like if
Yeah.
she had like taken on
Yeah.
some of that.
Well, and Isabella does, right? Like in the
Yeah.
original Emma, she is the worrier. She's the one who has a lot
Oh,
of
is
concerns
she?
about her children, and and what they do and all that kind of stuff. And Emma lives at home with her dad at 22 because she doesn't want to leave him alone.
Mhm.
Like when her and Knightley get married in original Emma, they move into Hartfield.
Oh.
part of that I think is his issues, obviously.
Right.
Like that's taking it a lot more
Well, I mean,
seriously.
you can't leave a
than this one
germaphobe
did.
alone, guys. You don't know how much they might sanitize.
Yeah.
Well, and
No,
in the
he clearly had some other
1800s,
issues,
as a
too.
worrier, that makes a lot more sense than now. That's not what we would do now.
Right. Right. Well, and his worrying is blamed on his mother, who apparently worried while he was in the womb.
Yeah, about the Cuban Missile Crisis.
I was like, what?
This is also apparently
Oh,
magical realism.
No.
Nope.
No.
I got to that point. I was like, can I just stop this book right now?
But it's
we
just like his
didn't.
reason for
We didn't.
everything too, right? I hate boys because germs. I hate kids because germs. I hate everything in life because germs.
Yeah.
Like that is not how any mental ill person is.
No.
It's not like that.
No.
Like, yeah, magical thinking and obsessive compulsive disorder exist, but at the same time, like, you did not set that shit up, McCall Smith.
Right. And that's not the only symptom of it. And it's not what it looks like. And it's not what it does. And you're just using it as a quirky thing. And it's kind of gross and ableist.
That's the thing. It was expected to honestly be. I think the author wanted us to see it as like a funny quirk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was not.
Just the way it was pushed so much in the beginning, it really, like, that was honestly part of what made me go, all right, I'm done.
Like how the first
It
fucking
never
quarter of
stops.
the book was
No,
exclusively
it's the
about
whole
that.
book.
He's like
It's
that the whole book. There's no
the
character
whole book.
growth or change or anything.
See,
or
and that
point.
just, that makes me more mad. Like, it's
And there's
not
nothing to humanize him. and like make him like a person instead of just he's a mental illness that's quirky.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Seeing like more, it would have been nice to see genuine care. Because that was something that I always found that Jane Austen was very good about. Like even with like the upper crust British parents, I can, like I said, I can really more, cogently talk about Pride and Prejudice. But honestly, the Bennets cared about their daughters. They were shitty parents sometimes, but they were like
her mom that was shitty.
Yeah, her mom was kind of shitty, but like Mr. Bennet genuinely loved them and cared about them, and even the mom in her own like weird way.
They cared about them.
She just cared about her.
She was doing her best, but her best was not good enough.
Yeah, her best was not good enough, and it was also like the time was not exactly conducive to like really good mother-daughter relationships.
It was same with this. Mr. Woodhouse cares about Emma and he cares about Isabella, and you can see that in everything that he does. His best, he can't always do everything he wants to do.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a much more normal portrayal of mental illness, incidentally.
And I never got the impression that anybody gave a shit about anybody else.
Can we talk about how Jane Austen, who lived hundreds of years ago, did a better job portraying mental illness than a guy living now?
Yep. Let's talk about that. Jane Austen did a better job portraying mental illness.
Jane Austen. In a time where they didn't understand mental illness at all.
OCD wasn't a thing, I don't believe, in the 1800s.
That's
right.
Like it wasn't a diagnosis
thing.
Right? Anxiety disorder probably wasn't a diagnosed thing. In
probably not.
He's just a worrier. He's just a worrier.
And that's how she characterizes him, is that he worries a lot.
Yes, because that's how you talk about it.
Right.
But like nowadays, to modernize it, you should be like, oh, he has an anxiety disorder and he's seeking help.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, like if that's the route you wanted to go, there could have been another story there. Come with me on a journey through Emma, the modern retelling, where Emma actually, kind of works around other people's lives and tries to like help them out with the matchmaking kind of thing, because she herself feels slightly held back by this caretaker role she has for her father, because she does know that he is a man who needs help and it's not just a cute little quirk. I just wrote a better fucking book.
Yeah.
And she's gay.
And she's gay.
And she's gay.
That book. I would read that book.
She's gay makes everything better, guys.
Right?
I would read it.
Queer Emma would be so much better than this.
Yeah,
we need to find some queer literature to read for this club.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Like
we were supposed to with the Accidental Time Traveler, but no, we couldn't get the book.
Yeah, that was true.
Yeah.
We'll look into that, I think, for a clip coming up.
Yeah, we know it's out there. Because
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
But yeah, so yeah, we we just workshopped a much better actual modern retelling of Emma than what this guy managed to stamp into 360 some odd pages.
I'm so mad about this book.
I don't know why this book exists. Like, how can you sit in front of your word processor and just keep going now, like this meandering bullshit? And that's why I think we had so much of that, the random tangent about white guilt, the random tangent about The Economist, because I think he was just running out of shit to do, and he was like, oh god, what the fuck can I make these characters say? Indian colonialism.
It's just like he really he took this on, and he definitely shouldn't have, obviously. And then his editors just wanted to get it out.
And the thing is, he didn't have to, though. This is a successful man. He's already got a very successful book series, the #1 Ladies Detective Agency.
Yeah, hugely popular.
Very successful. He doesn't have to do shit like this, but he was like, whatever, the thing I'm doing is good enough. Whatever, Jane Austen.
Right. This is why I don't read white dudes.
Yeah, right? There's so much other stuff to be doing.
Yeah, I don't care what he has to say.
I very rarely. I have a few I do, and that's it. So,
yeah, same here. I have a few that are I will read whatever they put out.
Yep.
It's less than a handful. I can count them on one hand.
Yeah, mine are too. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in white dudes failing to capture what life is actually like.
And if you were ever going to give a white dude a Jane Austen novel to rewrite, why would you give them Emma?
Yeah,
Emma is the OG, difficult to empathize with at first female protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
She's
and that's what makes her so good.
Yes,
that's what makes the original Emma so good, is that she goes from the kind of unlikable character that she is in this book the whole way through.
Yeah, and smug and too clever.
Right, she learns and grows and realizes that maybe you shouldn't be messing around in people's lives all the time in this way.
Yeah. Right, has a thesis.
Yes, there's a point.
The original is just a matchmaker type thing.
Can we talk about how gross her relationship and like her relationship with Knightley was like a page?
Yeah.
Ugh.
A page.
They yelled at each other this one time, and then Maui.
Right? Like
God, why?
the yelling at her was a turning point in the original Emma.
Yeah.
Right? Like because she makes a nasty comment about Miss Bates, and I don't know if either of you guys, Izzy or Amelia, got to the Miss Bates character.
No, I don't think so.
Like so she was like this poor. She was Jane Fairfax, which you probably didn't get to Jane Fairfax's, but she was like this. Nope. She previously had been nobility. She lost all her money, and her and her mother lived in this like tiny little house.
It was Grey Gardens. Grey Gardens, essentially.
Okay.
Right, and so like Miss Bates was very well intentioned, very sweet, kind-hearted woman, but she didn't stop talking ever.
Oh yeah, no, I got to her a little bit.
Okay.
She shut up. Nobody wanted to invite her to parties.
Right. Emma says, like, they're at this picnic. Emma says this, like, nasty comment to her, and Knightley calls her on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, a turning point where she realizes, like, I don't need to be shitty to people all the time. I'm not turning into the person I want to be. And she kind of, like, turns her life around a little bit. She starts being nicer to people, all this stuff. And then they fall in love, and it's wonderful.
Like, basically, Emma grows
Knightley's
up.
like, yeah. And this Knightley's like, hey, I love you. And she's like, oh, shit, I love you, too. The end.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guy that I've known all my life and is like my dad's friend. Yeah.
Weird.
The age difference was apparently a lot bigger in the original Emma, though. This time it's just 12 years.
It's huge in the original Emma, but that wasn't uncommon at that time.
Right.
Right.
Older men had much younger wives.
Well,
Right.
yeah, no, this is true too.
Yeah, but that's also just a function of the time.
Right.
There's not so much an excuse now.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing about this was acceptable.
I think I said it in our Twitter exchange. It's like I barely noticed when I finished the book. It was just I kept reading, like, and shit kept not happening, and then there were no more pages.
Yep.
Wow.
Shit just kept not happening, and then there were no more pages. So I knew I was done.
And then they completely glossed over, like in the original Emma, Harriet gets a crush on Knightley. And that's when Emma realizes, like, Harriet being like, which happens in Clueless.
That's right, when Ty gets on Paul Rudd.
Right, when Harriet is like, I'm going to go after Knightley, and I've been going after Knightley. Emma's like, oh shit,
Like,
I want Knightley.
Right.
Like, I love Knightley, and I've loved him for a long time, and I never realized it.
Right.
That didn't happen at all. It was so disappointing.
Ugh, the whole
She goes
thing
back
was-
to that Robin Martin guy, which she does in the original book.
Yeah.
And goes
No,
to
she
get stupid with him. Like, what?
Yeah, no, Ty dates Breckenmeyer at the end, and they go to
Yeah.
the skate park, and it's really fun and uplifting because
Right.
everybody's being themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no
Right.
reason for this book.
Just go
If you
watch.
want a modern retelling, go to Clueless. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
look
go
at
watch
it.
Clueless. Or
It's good.
if you're looking for nano opportunities, we just gave you a killer modern retelling of Emma.
Do it. Let us read it,
Yeah.
please.
Mm-hmm. It would make it a Dora book club, guys.
Yep,
Yep.
Yeah.
happily.
I would
Totally.
read that fanfic
Yeah.
would.
all day long.
Oh, but dude, can you even like call this kind of stuff fanfic? Like, because it's public domain.
It's still fan. I mean, this is bad fanfic of Emma.
Oh yeah, no, this is shitty fanfic.
This
This
is
is
a
fine
bad.
with
It's
us
a fanfic.
This is a bad
Everything
modern
is
AU,
fanfic, you guys.
right?
At this
It's a
point,
bad
everything is
modern
fanfic.
AU.
I mean, yeah.
All the stories have been told.
whoa, I don't know about that.
I mean, a lot.
Well, it's
many,
the whole
many-
idea of like there is nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Like there are
I don't
only
agree
so
with
many
that.
plots, blah blah blah. You're always going to change the furniture, but and the furniture
But that's
changes
not a
make a
bad thing.
huge difference.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Look,
No,
I want John Scalzi to write this modern retelling. Like, if you're gonna give it to a dude,
Oh,
why didn't they give it to John
God.
Scalzi? It would have been Emma in space.
Emma
I
in
was going to
space.
say
awesome.
Emma in space.
Emma in fucking
Emma
space.
in space. Who's gay?
John
John
Scalzi for gay
John
space
Scalzi.
Emma.
John Scalzi. I know you watch Pancake Sex Book Club, buddy. So please.
Clearly
I'm,
he does.
I'm currently
Sure.
tweeting out, and I will actually at Scalzi.
Nice.
Yeah, I will say at Scalzi has been nominated to write our gay space retelling of Emma by Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
read.
I would read that.
I would read it.
It would
I would
be
read
so
it 10
good.
times.
It would be
It would
good.
be so good.
Do you remember that set in his lock-in universe, dude? With
Right.
the
Oh my god.
how great would that be?
I mean, I would read it in Old Man's War. I would read it
Yes.
in any universe that he cared to set it in. Because he writes
Absolutely.
women and queer characters so well.
Yes. Yes, he
He
does.
fucking talks to women and queer people. And
It's almost like they're people who have people things happening.
Yeah, that. He just writes people
What?
and they're good.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
What? Women are people?
Nobody bullies anyone into being naked at any time.
Yeah, never.
Look, give me 5 minutes. I'll talk anybody to get naked. That's all it takes, guys. Really.
Izzy, that's a whole different skill.
Yeah.
Skill
Your
set.
persuasion is very high. We understand. You've jumped a lot of points into charisma.
Can we be done? Let's be done with this.
Appropriately, guys. Appropriately and consensually.
So, in conclusion, was this
No.
a good idea to make this a modern retelling?
It wasn't even a modern retelling, dude. That already happened. It was called.
I mean, that
Gallus.
would be a good idea, but this was
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, my book club has nominated at Scalzi to write our pitch for
Yes.
Queer Emma set in outer space.
You're welcome, Scalzi.
I give it no nuggets.
Yeah.
No
okay.
nuggets.
How many
Or
nuggets?
frozen sauce.
All right, Izzy.
0 nuggets. Nuggets I chewed on and spit out.
I don't give zeros, so I'm gonna go back to my. It's 1 nugget that I like put in my mouth, like chewed a little bit, and then did the like because it was gross and kind of like fell on the floor at one point. But
I ate the nugget and then immediately threw it back up.
Yeah.
0 nuggets.
Only because I do not give 0 nuggets.
I mean, my Goodreads score was 1 because you can't give 0.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I like on Litzy how you can bail. I totally bail.
Yes.
Ouch.
I would have bailed if not. I was afraid that everyone would bail, and so I read.
I didn't expect everybody to.
Thank you for that. This is a good death. Yes.
Yeah, I fell on that sword.
Today is a good day to die. Yeah, seriously, I'm happy to be right there with you, man.
I'm gonna go back to banging Liliana, which is actually a good love story.
Ride or die. Yeah, I finally did finish Mass Effect after all the fucking banshees.
Oh. Okay. Do you have
all
more?
the banshees?
Do you have? I want to talk to you about your Morden feels.
After we go off the air, we'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
but we have to announce our thing.
Amelia, you're taking next month.
Amelia chose my favorite book of all time.
So
Pick a horror story.
It's a scary month, right? It is not only the month of Halloween, but it is the month before the election.
Early voting starts.
So we decided to read The Handmaid's Tale, the horrorest of horror stories.
By Margaret Atwood.
Will make us all very uncomfortable in our feels about Donald Trump. Like, so uncomfortable. And just FYI, the Audible version is read by Claire Danes.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to listen to it this time. I'm pretty
I
excited.
think it was on sale. I just got it.
I
grabbed it
it
because
yet.
it was on sale, I think. Or a credit
I already
or
own it twice. I don't think I can justify buying it
I
again.
have an Audible credit, so I think that's where it's going.
I may have to. I
yay.
love Claire Danes.
We're all going to be very scared and upset and
Yeah.
have feelings that
We're
are
gonna
all
have-
bad and sad.
We hope you like feminist rants because this
Atwood
goes
book, guys.
straight to feminist rant town.
I'm very excited.
Listen, I had my feminist. I was reading this book and just being like, not Handmaid's Tale, Emma, being like, feminism ruins everything. And
You can't just enjoy it now.
feminism. I can't just sit and enjoy this book. I don't know that I would have ever. But I'm just like,
No, it wasn't written well
this is
enough.
anti-feminist. This is ableist. This is misogynist.
Yeah,
this
no,
is
yeah.
terrible,
Being
this is anti-queer.
aware of things does ruin things. You know that Avengers didn't pass the Bechdel-Wallace test?
No, of course it
Seriously.
So yeah, just
I mean, I'm not
goodness sake.
shocked.
name a thing, I can ruin it for you. So
That said,
Yeah,
neither does
very
Pacific
excited.
Rim. Pacific Rim doesn't pass the Bechdel test either, but at the same time, people have said like, "Oh, well, there should be a Mako Mori test at the side." It's
Okay.
like,
I've
okay,
heard it's pretty
because
awesome.
you can always do better.
Have you not seen Pacific Rim?
No, I don't.
All right, I'm turning this off so we can talk.
Okay.
I chastise Amelia.